Welcome to the Fellow Fellows podcast, episode 3. We took off Thanksgiving, but we're back. And there's a lot to talk about. Eternal playlists, eternal solo queues. It's going to be a big win, hopefully. It's a big win for anybody that's trying to time Ransack of Drakheim for the first time. I will tell you that. This is someone who got a lot of tank levers, 330 tanks that just dipped out as soon as they saw my 258 Alarian. Patch notes, Alarian changes. Has Alarian finally been taken down a peg? We're going to find out. On the Fellow Fellows podcast, I am Pa with my fellow host,
Rose. It's a me.
Rose. Rose has almost 500 hours into the game at this point.
True.
I'm almost to 300, but Rose has gone to a whole nother level, and he's definitely had to cleanse his palate for a second this week.
Got things to do, places to be, you know.
How's now I'm hearing that Rose is horning in on the top spot of Mega Boink. Is it Mega Boink? Mega Bonk? What's that thing called?
Mega Bonk.
Okay.
Mega Boink sounds like a completely different game.
I don't know. It's all syllables.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, no, it's a fun game. You shut your brain off. Anybody who's played any Vampire Survivor games, it's sort of up that alley, and it's a lot of fun. You can waste a lot of hours in there and accomplish nothing.
I do have Vampire Survivors installed on my hard drive. That's the thing.
There you go.
And Game of the
Year.
Yeah. He's playing Game of the Year as well.
I am. Expedition 33 has taken my heart and soul from every other video game currently.
Yeah, he's in a black hole. He was gracious enough to leave the expedition to join us for just a moment.
It's true.
All right, so let's talk.
People are dying right and left, and here I am.
People are disappearing, and for some reason, he's decided to come to the stronghold. Okay, let's get to patch notes. Let me pull up the patch notes. So they got the Eternal queue out before they said they were going to. You gotta
Indeed.
Under promise and over deliver. That's always a good sign. We're gonna get Eternal matchmaking in. Any thoughts on this, Rose?
Oh, I'm super excited. I've wanted Eternal matchmaking for a long time. I haven't dived deep into the details of that yet, but even if it just gets your foot in the door on new characters once you've made it through Ransack, to be able to queue into Eternal and not have to queue into Ransack and hope you find people that don't want to be there and would rather be in Eternal, because that's sort of what you were doing with the previous system. So I think it's huge.
Yeah, it's going to be good. Yeah. No, you'd go to Ransack. That's earlier today. I had my Alarian, got it up to item level like 250, and I'm like, all right, I'm ready to time this thing. And me and Xander were going together on Alarians, and I want to say it took a solid 45 minutes to finally get into one where the tank didn't insta leave when they saw that we weren't ready for Eternals. It was sad.
That is sad.
Maybe we'll just
not a good system, so I'm glad they're implementing a better way.
Even if it's a 20-minute queue, at least it's not like hopeful and then your hopes are dismantled. So
yeah, I mean, DPS are used to waiting 20-minute queues anyways, and if you look at comparatively to other games, the higher ends of League of Legends, you're going to sit in queue for a long time, but you're willing to do that, and you pull up a different, maybe you pull Mega Bonk up on your other monitor and play that while you're waiting in queue.
Solitaire, yeah. Got free cell, yeah. No, whatever comes bundled with Windows. That's the only things I have. Yeah.
You gotta branch out and have other things to play while you're in these long queues.
Yeah, well, it's finding something that will run at the same time and not bog the system down. It's a struggle. Well, I was just talking about this earlier. So when I quit WoW the last time, I quit playing video games altogether. And I feel like here's my analogy now is that WoW players are like daytime television enjoyers, where there's never a question for a daytime television enjoyer about what they're going to watch. It's just whatever soap is on. It's Days of Our Lives. I don't know any other daytime
As the world
television.
turns.
As the World Turns. That sounds like a thing. Yeah, yeah.
The Young and the Restless.
Exactly.
Sorry, my mom watched a lot of soap operas. I grew up with no other choice.
Yeah. I know people dying left and right.
Exactly.
So you never have a question as a WoW player. You go to your computer and you click launch WoW, you know. But when you're not a WoW player, you go to it's like you're scrolling through the channels looking for something to watch. What do I want to watch right now? So this is kind of, it's a different experience for me than any others in my gaming career. Let's call it that.
Career.
Let's call it that. Yeah. Not like daytime soap opera enjoyers anymore.
That's a career in and of itself. It's a whole nother genre.
That's true. So basically the 10 Eternals, so there's 5 tiers of difficulty that you get to queue into. And it'll go down if there's too few players in queue. So they have to time a dungeon in the next tier. So players who enter Eternal for the first time will only be able to matchmake into +1 Eternal. Once that player is timed to +5 Eternal, so you could get into a +1 initially. You could only go 1 up from where you're at, basically. Does that sound right?
I mean, it depends on whether or not you're timing capstones, but if you've only done a 1, you can only queue for a 1. If you've done a 5, you can queue for the 5.
Correct. Yeah. So if you are so if you're queuing in the first tier, you could get up to a 4. I don't know.
I would assume
I'm gonna have to
you could probably get all the way up to a 5. But then you need to time a 5 to move up to the next tier.
So the 5 Eternal tier?
Yeah.
Okay.
But it sounds like
it encompasses 5 difficulties. So you do have to do like 1, 2, 3, 4, and then you could, if you queue into that tier, you could get 1 through 5.
Interesting. Okay.
I assume, but maybe if you if you get like the +1 Sithrals, right? Is it empowered +1 Sithrals? Is that what that one is? I don't remember.
I don't think the +1 was empowered. I know like the 13 was empowered. Terrible effects. But maybe it was at 1 as well.
Yeah. So, and then you can get into 5 to 10, 10 to 15, and 15 to 20s, I assume. If they have...
Sounds right, based on the wording here.
Yeah.
And then if you're queued for those 15 to 20s and you don't find a match within a period of time,
then
it scales downwards.
Yeah. So in theory, somebody could get popped up. I don't know. We'll find out as we experiment with it later this week.
Yeah. So based on this line here, once a match has been made, the players are grouped together as if they were a pre-made with a randomly assigned leader, and then it's up to the players to then coordinate to choose what difficulty and dungeon freely. Yeah. So I have a feeling, unlike queuing for Ransack, where we just hit Paragon and we know Ransack's going to be an option, this is going to be those times when you queue for Ransack, or you're in a pre-made group and you queue for something, but then you're all just sitting in town. I think that's how the Eternal queue is going to be. You click to find it, and then all of a sudden you got a full party hanging out in town, and then it's like, okay, where are we going? Sort of deal.
Right. That does appear to be the case. Yeah, and you'll actually talk to people through chat to select a difficulty and dungeon.
Which I have to communicate.
Oh no. I don't know whether I like this better or worse than the alternative, but I don't think it's the end of the world. It'll probably be good.
I'm hoping it works out well. I have concerns that there will be a similar problem where, especially with the downward scaling, people are trying to push 15s, they queue, wait 20 minutes, end up in a 1 to 5 group, and then they just leave and try again if they see that they can't go any higher.
True. No, that could definitely be the case. I could see it. I mean, I think they're going to have holiday skins in the game next week. There's going to be an update to the strongholds. There will be snow on the ground, I hear.
Very nice.
And so what I'm hoping is that whatever they do for the farming the new skins will allow you to play any dungeon that you're in. Wait, was that the way before? Or was it just quick play? Or did I just do quick play to get them knocked out as quick as possible?
Did quick play. It was just to run 10 of any dungeon, any difficulty of anything.
Okay, so that should at least for a couple weeks bump the player count up for a while, I think.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll get a new hero unannounced with that too. That would be pretty crazy.
That would be pretty insane.
Yeah, I doubt it, but we'll see. We can hope, right?
Anything's possible.
Let's see what other changes we have. Auto heal effects. So basically, I did look at this one. Balaam's, what is it called? It was basically the thing that healed you if you dipped below 20% health up.
Yeah.
It would keep you from getting one shot potentially. And now if the damage would exceed the heal, the auto heal, then you will no longer survive it. You will get one shot too. So it'll calculate the healing that would automatically proc plus your health, and if you still have like one health left after that, you'll be alive. If not, you die. So
it's an interesting change, and I'm curious how they came across that, because it's hard for me to believe that players were out there and been like, gee, I wish I would have died to that thing that should have one-shot me. So it's interesting.
There was a conversation on the Fellowship subreddit where people were asking about it. And
oh my goodness.
My guess is, people can't leave good enough alone.
Can't leave well enough alone. They want to be punished for failing mechanics.
When you find something that seems to work in your favor, don't talk about it too much.
Yeah. Don't mention that
definitely
thing.
not on Reddit, Make a YouTube video about it.
Yeah, exactly.
Make some content. That's not content.
Don't get it removed before creators have time to make content about it.
That's right. So there's going to be an icon on your player profile tooltip to tell you which dungeon difficulty people have gotten to. I don't know. Working on, is that like on the when you pull up people's stuff? When you pull up somebody else's?
It's a good question on where you're going to be able to see that tooltip, and that's not a change I'm real happy about. The easier you make it to see that people are, say, below you in progression, the quicker people are going to leave.
I mean, I'm okay with having cool like frames or something to indicate like, oh, I got to Eternal or something. I got if instead of trims you had like a when people pull up your player profile. There was some cool stuff that I would be okay with that, but like make it optional and make it to where they have to actively go to your profile and look this up, not like they can see it as you're queued into the group. Right.
You know what I mean? Don't make it blatantly obvious. Hey, this person's stuck in Adept right now and they just queued into Paragon.
Right. When we can already see everybody's score. Like you just hover over somebody's face and you see their score. Don't make people don't give people a visual indicator of, oh, I just leave even faster than I was leaving already.
Yeah, at least with people only seeing the score and eye level right now, like there's some math involved where they could be like, okay, maybe this isn't all and they know what they're doing, that sort of deal. But if, like I was saying, if there's an icon that says, stuck in Adept when they join, then that's not going to bode well for matchmaking.
Yeah. Oh, their friend is carrying them. Good.
Mm-hmm.
Good. Yeah. So double Ilarion was getting pretty solid. Maybe.
Yeah. Double Ilarion was popping off.
I did do a double Ilarion ransack today, finally. So
probably the easiest Ilarion run you had, huh?
It was not bad. I wasn't complaining. When I logged on this play session, everyone on my friends list was an Ilarion except for Papa B.
That's crazy.
There were like 6 Ilarions, and I was on Ilarion as well.
I guess I should have been online and swapped from tanking to Alarian
There you go,
just
just to
for
make it even
memes.
more impressive. Yeah. Alarian. So here, let's talk about balance for a second. Let's.
Mhm.
I mean that we got to the end of the patch notes. Anything more you'd like to say about the patch notes, Rose?
I mean, not a lot there. I mean, I noticed the gem change where the constant health regen, they're making sure that that no longer counts as an active heal, so it doesn't proc things that would, like uh,
Sure.
kindling and those sort of deals. But that's such a minor change that it's not affecting the average anything. So
Yeah.
that's really not a lot happening there, but probably because they put most of their work into the Eternal Queue, hopefully.
Right. Right. It would have been cool under this gyms thing to see gym drop rates buffed by 30% or
Exactly. Something
any
there.
number.
We're going to give you these gems, by the way, instead of, if you manage to get a gem, here's the change we made.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that would be nice. That would be nice. I have characters that could use more gems. Is you haven't played in really for your Helena. You're probably still 10 gems
I
away from cap.
actually, so I managed to get to the gem cap for Emerald now. I actually have sneaked in a little bit here and there to make that happen.
Okay.
And in making that happen, it is a reminder to me that unless they do something about the gems, I'm pigeonholed into playing one character after reset because anything you're doing on anybody else is time away from potential power on your main.
Oh yeah. A little too much of an endless grind, maybe. The
Yeah.
the no endless grind promise. It feels like, yeah. It's. I mean, how much extra power can you get out of curiosity on your Helena?
So right now, I mean, I could get a massive increase to self sustain if I can get another 6 purple gems.
Okay.
Uh, which that would be good. I don't know that it's going to push me up another 20 eternal levels, but I also don't know that it wouldn't. That could be uh, the thing that pushes me through. I will say reaching the cap and gaining 12% CDR on Helena felt amazing. Like,
Okay.
you've ran into it on Mako where it's like, oh man, I've got 6 more seconds before I can get my stone shield back up.
Right.
Helena had the same issue. Now that I've got this extra 12%, which doesn't sound like a lot, but it's 12% to all of your abilities, and Helena's abilities lower the cooldown of her other abilities, so on and so forth. So I'm more of a brick wall than I was.
No,
Yeah.
you were pretty brick wall. You weren't
Yeah,
not a
yeah.
brick wall before.
It's even better now.
Good to know. Good to know. So this is the way. Is to
This is the
farm
way.
far more gems on Mako.
Yep.
Yay.
Pick one character, play them endlessly, even if you'd rather try out a different character. Just grind those gems.
Can you? I wonder. Can you do slash played?
I don't
You
think so,
can't. It would
but
be nice to see if you could see the breakdown of played on Helena versus played on other characters.
that would be nice to see, yeah. Especially since I got such a late start on my Helena compared to the other characters. I bounced around a lot before they finally got Helena to a place that I wanted to play her.
Yeah. Yeah. You were Ardios. You were. You were. Did you get Sylvie to Eternals? You did,
I
right?
got Sylvie to Eternals. I was I started Mako, and then I switched to Ardios, got Ardios to Eternals. Then I switched to Sylvie and got Sylvie to Eternals. Got Rhyme on the cusp of Eternals, so
Right.
on and so forth. I'm not going to list them all, but you get the idea. And then finally went back and hopped on Helena and pushed.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. No. Yeah.
Right after I hit 10K on Vigor is when I finally hard committed to Helena.
Sure. I wanted to talk about balance, about DPS balance specifically. How do we actually feel about balance? And I want to do something here. Let's look at like the first 10 pages and see which DPS are not Alarian or Rhyme. Okay, so let's see here. Page 1, Alarians and Rhymes. Page 2, Alarians and Rhymes. Page 3, we have Amara on page 3.
We do indeed.
And a bunch of Alarians.
A lot of Valerians hanging out there.
We have an Artios finally. You know what's missing from the first 4 pages? I haven't seen a Tariq yet.
Yeah. Tariq's
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 not
not doing
feeling
so hot
good. We
anymore.
got some more Artioses, some Rhymes.
Tariq gets there eventually, but
Yeah, there's Tariq on page 6. Right there, I didn't miss one here. Yeah.
yep, you're correct. Page 6 was the first Tariq.
Okay, so we have a Tariq at number 37. More Maras. So it feels like we have a Mara and Tariq. No, Tariq and Artios kind of feel light on Tariq and Artios's
Indeed.
comparatively, just in terms of the leaderboards. What does what do you think about balance right now?
So my thing with balance is I actually think it's in a decent place. The Tariq is the one where I think is a big problem. They said themselves Tariq is the highest damage in the game, but nobody's playing him. And then they turned around and nerfed Tariq into the ground, in my opinion. He's lost so much. Uh, and, but the thing is like they've done a really good job of buffing people. I think they saw that Artios was bad and that it takes basically end game gear to really pop off on Artios, and then they buffed him to bring him up a little bit. I don't think that Artios is significantly below Alarian and Rhyme. I think it's that it takes so long to
Get
get the
online.
gear
Yeah.
to get online like they do. Whereas both of those, when we did our tier list video, they are in that easy category. They pop off basically the second you start playing as them, you're doing crazy damage if you have a general idea of how to play the character. You do
Right.
not get that with Tariq or Artios. Or Mara,
Or
for that
Mara.
matter.
Yeah. Well, and just looking at player counts, I don't remember what it takes to get onto the leaderboard. I assume it takes an attempt on an adept dungeon.
I believe that is the case.
And so it looks like Tariq is the lowest, I believe, with almost 59,000 people have tried to make Tariq work. They've given Tariq a shot in adept. I think it was Mara's next. Mara and Artios, I think, are close. 83,000 of Mara.
Artios is just a hair lower.
81,000 of Artios. And then probably, I think Rhyme was actually the highest. We have 113,000 on Alarian, and Rhyme is 123,000. So
yeah, people love their Rhyme.
Yeah, which is honestly, I'm a little well. I guess it's the people that are left playing are playing Alarian. It is probably
yeah.
It's
probably a big thing.
I mean, the high level Rhymes are still going. You like that prio damage that Rhyme brings, and Alarian has just kind of been broken a little bit. So
yeah, the changes they made to him really, I think, made a lot of people realize how easy Alarian was to do big damage, and
yep,
that's what you want in a game.
You want to do big damage without working for it. Money for nothing, and IO for free. Yes,
free IO, free low.
So just your take is things are balanced fine. It's just what it's going to look like. The more difficult a character is to play, the more people are not going to play it. And yeah, I
really think Tariq is the exception to the balance right now. I think everybody's in a good place except for Tariq. And I think Tariq was fine before. And I don't know why you take your least played character that you know is your highest DPS on paper
and
nerf it, especially such a big nerf. Nobody else has really got hit that hard. Rhyme got hit, but in my opinion, not as hard as Tariq did.
Yeah, Rhyme definitely feels like she got hit, but not that bad. Yeah.
Yeah, and I had said before that I think their big thing with Tariq is the people that were doing Tariq and were doing crazy amounts of damage wasn't playing the mini game that they had designed Tariq around.
Sure.
You sort of had a build that made it to where you're never having to worry about that. And I feel like the developers are like, not in my game, and just knocked him into the ground, where it's like, now you play the mini game and do okay damage, or you don't play the mini game and you'll get out DPS by everybody.
I mean, I feel like if you're playing the mini game well, you should be doing 15% more damage than anybody else.
I agree.
Or be doing the same damage and with even more prio damage than Rhyme or something,
Something.
Yeah, some kind of reward, because it's, I don't know, maybe I'll give Tariq a try here at some point. We'll see.
In its current state, I don't think
don't
you will
recommend
enjoy
it. Yeah.
I don't recommend it. In its previous state, it was good.
You think Mara would be funner for me than Tariq?
I think Mara is a lot of fun, honestly. Now, granted, I did play Assassination Rogue in WoW for a long time and really enjoyed it. Mara is very similar in a lot of ways, but I do think that, especially now, she's in a far better place than Tariq is.
Yeah,
much more enjoyable.
If you were gonna put in one class from WoW at this point, what would the answer be? Which one would you put in?
I'd like to see a DPS that, and I specify a DPS that plays like a warrior, because Helena does play like a Fury warrior, but as a tank.
Okay.
The better you hit your buttons, the faster you hit the buttons, the faster you have to hit your buttons. They need a high APM, smash your face into the keyboard DPS. Something that feels meaty when you're hitting them. Not to the extent of a Tariq, where it's like, okay, if I wait 3 seconds and then hit this one button, I'll get a really hard hit.
Yeah.
Like that's not it. You need fast pace and big hits, or at least feel like you're doing big hits.
Right. It is, the sounds need to be good. Yeah. No. I if they could bring Rhett Paladin in, I think that it would bring a lot of people over to the game.
Yeah, I mean, I can see that. If you're looking purely to how do we get more people here, give them a Rhett Pally. They'll all
just some of my friends. If you put a Rhett Pally in this game, they'll be all over it. Yeah.
Give us some spinning, glowing hammers to fire through the packs of enemies. Nobody will care what the damage is. Rhett Paladins have never cared what their damage is.
Let them do good damage. Let them do at least like Tariq damage.
That's fair. Yeah, don't make it too bad.
Yeah. No, they won't stick around if they're at the bottom consistently. But if they do decent, if it's balanced, I think it'll be fine.
Just make their character shout for the light when it throws its hammer out, and everyone's gonna play it.
There you go, or something like that. Yeah. Do you have any topics for discussion, Rose? Anything that might be fun to talk about for a few minutes?
So, and correct me or stop me if we talked about this before in a podcast, but the big thing for me, and what should be evidently clear as far as where I'm at with the game right now, they need a much longer reward system. It's got to go higher. You give people something for hitting 10K, sure, but 10K, especially after doing it twice in 2 days, feels so much easier than even KSM and WoW. And KSM and WoW, we all know, is really easy to get.
Sure.
Like I got 2 characters 10K. I was like, okay, so I either keep pushing grind gems for power that I don't need because there's no rewards other than let me battle somebody for the top 1% spot for the rest of the month, or do it again on another character. And if I can go from not an Eternal really to 10K in an evening, they need more difficult content. Rewards.
The difficulty right now in getting 10K is lack of eternal queue, not actual difficulty of the dungeons, would be my
correct.
That would be the way that I would phrase it. And so it really is more like Keystone Hero, not Keystone Legend. I think probably maybe 14 or 15 is probably more like Keystone Legend. And then almost 18 is like title at this point. I don't know percentage wise if that would line up with WoW, but
sounds pretty close to accurate.
Yeah. Do you have all of the mounts and cosmetics purchased? All the gold and supplies things purchased there?
I have enough gold that I could purchase them all. The only ones that I don't have are the supplies one, because if the only way I can get enough supplies, and it's a lot of
Is quick
supplies,
play. Yeah.
it's quick play, you're never going to get me in there for that.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, no, I could see an infinite reward track at some point, which is that like every something, and if you tie it to do you tie it to rating or not? At some point, I feel like, go ahead.
Yeah, no. I was going to say, like, you don't necessarily have to tie it to rating. You could tie it to key level after a certain point. Let people get their 10K rating reward and then make, hard key level that you have to get to in order to get other rewards.
Or yeah, I'm trying to think, because basically what I would like to see is, as long as you keep playing, you still get supplies, you still get gems, and you still get gold off of this. I mean, you should be able to just keep recoloring these things infinitely, but I understand that provides a there's a bottleneck in terms of your artists making the 3D models and stuff. But if you could get the supplies, the gems, and gold infinitely from continuing to play, along with, I think that some rewards at like 14K and stuff would be good. I definitely, and maybe it's just a whole nother, if they had a couple more nodes here, but there was a node over on this side that was just like, every so often you unlock more gold supplies and rewards, that would be pretty good. Because right now, yeah, I'm not going to grind for supplies. There's not a chance that I would do that to buy things with those. I could find myself grinding gold. That's entirely possible. You play Eternals, you start collecting gold. More gem pouches. Yeah. To actually be able to hit your character cap sooner. I think that's a good way to go. I think it's
a good way. And like I mentioned before something about like a Paragon system, and it doesn't even have to be like a slow power creep on your character. It could be like every 10 levels you can put a point in 1% extra gold gain, or 1% higher chance to drop gems, or 5% more supplies when you get supplies. Make it to where and have that scale infinitely. If you get to the point that you're getting 100% more gold from dungeons because you did another 600 levels to your character, that's just free game time for them and a reason for you to keep pushing.
Right.
For the player.
You're right. Yeah, and then you put your ridiculous gold sinks in with these vendors. Yeah.
Why have a mount cost 15,000 when you could have it cost
$1.5 million?
1,500,000, but they have to keep leveling their character pass to get extra percent gold drop. Because with two characters max geared and an internal, the only thing I can do on my Vigor is hope I get a 330 version of my legendary instead of a 300. Maybe 5% increased legendary drop. Tie that in for the different possible things you can put points in. But there's nothing for me to spend my gold on now. It's get a better drop and sit on piles and piles of gold. So they need gold sinks and a way to make more gold at the same time.
Yeah. Well, and you were talking at one point that you love an infinite power grind, not on the podcast. But I think an infinite power grind is a horrible idea for a game like this. But an infinite gold grind, that's fine. That's if there's something that's cosmetic related or does make it like easier to gear up an alt potentially, but doesn't actually extend the power cap of your character, I'm good with it. Because, you could go grind more gems, It's not like your grind is over, actually.
Yeah, exactly. Just give me something for grinding other than just waiting for a gem drop or waiting for that one BIS legendary if I've been rocking the wrong legendary the whole time. Honestly, I think the legendary system needs a little bit of they need to look at it a little bit as well. It should not take I should not have got my vigor past 10K without ever seeing all three legendaries.
Yeah, I could see drop
Let alone
rates
not
being
seeing him at
increased.
330.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know what the math is behind things, but I do know that I have tanked maybe 10 dungeons in the last 2 days, and I saw 2 legendaries drop from Ransack on my Mako. And then maybe I just got lucky, or
Maybe they love tanks.
or maybe they're trying to get people to tank. You heard the secret tech here first. Play a tank if you want to see more legendary drops. But I wish that I had it on other characters. I wish that I was seeing legendaries drop on some of my other characters for sure, because for some reason I still like the boots best, and I haven't tried the cloak yet. The problem is, I think I don't have an essence bonus cloak, so it's not the end of the world. I do have an essence bonus neck, so that feels bad. Yeah.
Another potential thing that I wouldn't mind see added is either change the stash to where it is accessed by all characters, or maybe have another stash that is accessible by all characters. And maybe if it's not a guaranteed thing, maybe have an option to toggle to where at the end of a dungeon you could get gear specifically for another character. Like,
Okay.
oh, here's the Larian shoulders. It'll promote people to play alts instead of forcing them onto one character all the time, and give you another thing like, oh yeah, I've been farming for gems on Helena and I managed to build a whole set for Alarian, so now I get to start my Alarian with a whole set of Eternal gear.
Yeah. No, I agree. I think that making the alt gearing, I actually, even the gem system, if you had something like that, I wouldn't even be too bothered by the gem system. If it was making it so that you could go, start an alt basically with a whole set of Eternal. Totally. I like it.
Like, if players are to the point that they're getting multiple characters to 10K, why does that same player have to start and go time a Sith rolls in Contender in order to progress the game? Like,
Well,
there's a lot of things.
For the other people that have just picked up the game, yeah.
Yeah, and so it's not that I mind the timing it's that I don't want to have to run Sith rolls 8 times to get enough gear to move into Heart of Tazari. And sure, I could go and run 1,000 quick plays and get supplies and at least get to Heart of Tazari right away, but then it's the same thing. Now I have to run multiple Heart of Tazaris in order to get enough gear to go and tide. Like, let me gear out my alts through my main and then force me to go and help people clear content.
Right. Yeah. No, yeah. Totally agree. But also they want to incentivize people to run with other people somehow, getting the people who are just starting the game. And honestly, at this point, player count is going to be pretty low until next week, I would say. Eternal Queue will bring some people back. I imagine cosmetic rewards will bring even more people back while Eternal Queue is up. And then it'll be dead after Christmas until whatever content patch they have planned for January.
We need that reset already. That's my honest opinion. We need reset and new characters as soon as possible.
Yeah, I agree. And actually, I was a little concerned. The last dev stream that I listened to the other day, it almost sounded like they were going to waffle on January potentially. And maybe Hamish was just distracted with something. But I think December would have been too soon, probably, for most people.
I don't know.
For most people. I'm sure that Papa B and Xander want to get to 10K, get that spider mount before it resets, And they're playing probably half as much as me, maybe less. I don't know if they've got 100 hours in the game yet or not. Is Papa B still in here?
I am still in here, sir.
Do you have 100 hours? How many hours played do you have?
I have, I might need to refresh at 95.1.
Yeah. So a third as much as me. and they've got, and you're getting there. If Rose hopped on, we could get you to 10K.
We can hit 10K instantly.
Basically, yeah. Take an hour or two, probably, maybe less. Honestly,
Maybe less.
We just identify the ones you need and get them up there. Yeah. Yeah. So Rose, what are you doing?
Well, as it turns out, there's this other game I've been playing, and I'll be hanging out in there probably for the foreseeable future. Honestly, probably until reset. That's just where I'm at now. I don't care about farming 6 more. That's the other thing. I'm gonna touch on it real fast. I need 6 more specifically purple gems.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And you're getting gems for 5 different colors. I hope I got that number correct in my head. And then you're gonna have to sit there and re-roll them a bunch of times.
Yeah.
You either need purple re-rolls to guarantee it, which don't drop as often as they should, or blue re-rolls to increase your chances, which still could not give you purple, or you're just sitting there in RNG in 1 color at a time, which feels terrible.
And you have to go do quick plays for all those.
Yeah, for any of the rerolls.
Yeah. Although you will, I don't know. Maybe I've gotten lucky with my gem rerolls from dungeons. I feel like every other dungeon I go into on almost anything eternal or higher than eternal. Now anything like Paragon or higher, I'm getting a decent amount of the gem rerolls.
I get a decent amount of the unstable aethers. I hardly ever see
arcanes or imbued.
Arcane. Yeah, imbued, occasionally arcane, 1 in 67 dungeons.
Seems reasonable. That's
bad.
Yeah.
So for me, I'm just sitting here waiting for the reset. Give me new characters, give me a reset, and I'll be back. I enjoy the game. It's a great game.
Yeah,
I just
500 hours in, and
exactly at this point, I need things faster, sooner.
Yeah, and for $25, that's a pretty good entertainment to hours ratio. Pretty good price per hour. Yeah.
100% worth the money I spent on there. I would have spent twice as much and still felt good about getting 500 hours out of the game.
Oh yeah. No, totally. And you're not going to do Eternal Queue? I mean, you'll pop in and out here and there when you feel like it, but
I'm going to probably come in and look at the skins, see if it's anything that I'm like, I must have this for the future of Fellowship.
Yeah.
It depends on it. And if there's skins I want, I'll do some Eternal Queue on characters in order to get those. And then I'm probably going to be back out.
A little elf figure.
Hey, could happen.
Yeah.
Little elf on the shelf figure.
Exactly.
Honestly, he should be the shortest Santa Claus ever with that beard.
I could see that working well. What does Tariq end up with on a Christmas thing?
Tariq is definitely like the abominable snowman.
Okay. Yeah, I see it. All right.
Yeah. That definitely
abominable
works.
snowman.
Valerian's your archer Christmas elf.
Christmas
for
elf.
Sure.
He could see an elf thing for Sylvie though.
I could see that. I could definitely see that for Sylvie. Actually, just looking at him right there, I guess Ryan, Valerian, and Sylvie are all,
prime elf,
different forms of elves.
Yeah. I guess this is probably gonna be a Rudolph because the antlers. Probably a red-nosed reindeer kind of thing going on.
Probably a red-nosed reindeer for her.
Ardios.
Ardios is going to be a Christmas tree. Just say it. Okay. He was a pumpkin for Halloween. He's probably a Christmas tree for Christmas, and I'm just never playing Ardios again.
It makes sense. Mara, I don't know. Maybe
so probably like a Jack Frost type deal.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Or Jacqueline Frost in Mara's instance.
Yeah.
Make her some sort of ice queen.
True. Mako, I don't know. What do you got? Give.
That is such a sick skin. Oh my goodness.
It's pretty solid.
It's a really good skin for Mako. I do enjoy that skin. You should see it in red. Oh man, I don't know. Maybe just wrapping paper. It's just a roll of wrapping paper running around.
Wrapping paper.
I don't have
Okay.
I don't have a good one for her. Yeah,
All
look at that.
right.
Look at that red.
Yeah, that's solid. That's solid. It's not
Solid.
bad. And then we just have Helena. What does Helena end up with?
Helena, in my opinion, is going to be some sort of Christmas present. They'll have the shield as like a present. You know what I mean? Maybe a candy cane sword. Yeah.
We didn't have anything from the Nutcracker in there though. I don't.
Oh, that's true.
We probably get some Nutcracker
We could do a
themed
Nutcracker
stuff.
soldier for Tariq as well.
Yeah.
Instead of the Abominable Snowman.
Yeah. All right. Nope. Sounds good. All right. Well, Rose, we thank you for your time.
But of course,
enjoy Expedition 33. You're gonna.
I can't help but to do that.
Yeah,
no. Way too good.
I know you've been having a great time on it. I'll have to play it at some point.
You really should. They put a lot of work into their insane voice acting, great character animations. You can feel the emotion. You know what I mean? Like they spent a lot of time on it.
Is it still available on Game Pass?
I do not know. Soon as Brittany told me that's what I got for Christmas, I went straight to Steam and grabbed it.
Yeah. I'll have to look. I can't bring myself to pay $60 for it, but
it's $49.99. So see, you only have to pay
50. Yeah, no, that's the same thing to me right now.
$10 already.
To talk about saving 30, and we'll talk. All right. Well, thank you, fellows. Right. We'll see you around.
Yep. Catch you guys for the next podcast, if not sooner.
Sounds good.
Bye.
Peace.
Later.